Welcome back to another video, and today I finally decided to start teaching Python from basic, very basic to the advanced. So let's get started. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start from very basics about a function called print. We're gonna print something on the screen. We're gonna talk a little bit about the print function, how it works. So let's get into it. Alright, first thing we're going to do is write print on the screen. Right, it's pretty simple, yeah. So what this does is that it basically allows you to print whatever you want on the screen. So we're gonna put print and these brackets, open the bracket and close it, and the quotation mark for any statement. And we're gonna say this is our first program, right? So and just like that, I'm gonna save it. Program one. Wait, I did a mistake, I think. Save as program one, Python files .py. Yep, I have to place. Alright, so now we're gonna run this. This is our first program. This is what it prints. So print, this is what print does. It prints output on the command prompt or on the output screen. So how are we going to run this with Anaconda, Python, or a CMD? So because I've saved the file on the desktop, for my ease, I'm going to say cd desktop. It's going to take me to the desktop. I'm going to say Python, what's our program name? Program1.py. So this actually runs my program, right? So this was the basic idea of printing. Let's say I want to print a variable. So let's say a is equal to 2, right? And let's print this one. Print a, not like this, just a. And be sure. Okay, I'll talk about that a little bit later. So this is our second program. Save, right? Click here and save. Control S, then do the same program. So this will run the program just like so, right? So this is what we have right now. So let's say I want to print. Okay, I'm going to talk about this thing. A is not same as this. Okay, this is not the same. Small a and capital A is not the same. For instance, I want to say capital A is 3. So when I print capital A, so this is two different outputs. So capital A is a different variable, small a is a different variable. Right, now let's say I want to say something in a variable. I want to put a statement in a variable. So let's say b is equal to this is statement. That's how you initialize a statement in a variable. Just like so, you're gonna print b, and there's that. This is the statement, right? So this is the basic idea of printing something. Now let's say I want to print a statement along with my variable that could be small a, capital A, B, whatever. So how I'm going to do this? I'm going to say print, same thing, a statement. Let's say this is test. Okay, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go outside the quotation marks. I'm going to put a comma. I'm going to say if I want to print the small a variable, and just like so, this is test and prints 2. Because there's a gap, it prints a gap as well. But if I run the second time, you see it's. So this is what it does. Now, there's one more thing that I would like to talk about here, is that in print you can also perform calculations. For example, I want to add capital A and small a, right? So let's say print. This is some test, for example, comma, I'm gonna put the variable that I want to add or perform calculations on. So let's say a plus capital A, right? So what this does, the sum, this is sum test and is equal to 5. Just put an equal to here so that you don't get confused, right? So this is what it does. It basically executes this calculation, this arithmetic here. This is so good in Python. Now let's say I want to do the same with the multiplication, division, whatever. So if I put this, let's say capital A minus A, so that we don't get negative answers. A into A, and let's say big A divided by small a. Right, so let's change. This is minus test, I don't know, multiplication and division, whatever statement. The statement doesn't matter, whatever you write. Right, save, and it prints out the results. This is 5 and 3 minus 2 is 1. The multiplication 2 into 3 is 6. The division test is 1.5. So this is basic idea of printing something. Now let's say if I wanted to do, let's comment these out. I wanted to do it in the normal way. By normal way, what I mean, gonna remove these, right? So for now, let's talk about these two variables. So let's say I wanted to do something. I wanted to initiate a variable sum, right? Sum is equal to 0. So this sum here is a variable. It's gonna do the same thing as this one, but I'm using an additional variable here, but it's gonna do the same thing. If you want to keep the code short, you can use this here, right? I'm just showing you for the demonstration purpose, right? So what we're gonna do now is gonna say, okay, mate, sum is equal to 0. Now I'm gonna say, now I'm gonna say, all right, sum is equal to capital A plus A. See, I'm doing the same thing all over again. I'm gonna say print, then the statement, the sum is blah blah blah. You don't have to put sum here. You can put sum in the next print. It's up to you. It will basically do the same thing. Let's do this, then I'm going to show you without then we're going to exclude this sum and show the difference, right? So basically it does the same thing. The sum is 5, right? So let's say I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, alright, comma sum, and it will basically do the same thing. Sum is 5. So in order to avoid writing all of this, what I did is that I wrote this thing, right? So we'll see the difference. The sum is 5. This is the sum test equal to 5. So this line of code actually does the job of 3 lines of code, right? So that's what you're gonna do if you want to keep your code short and simple. And similarly, the other way you can initiate the values. You can try these exercise on your own. And I guess this is okay. Let's talk about one more thing. How are you gonna print a line? If I want to say this is sum, then I want a gap between this line and this line, right? I want a gap. How I'm gonna do? I have two options. I can either put a line here, or I can put a print and put the command of line. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put a command of line. I'm gonna say /and 10. Now those who know C programming in Java will understand what this is. So it basically prints a line after this. Once this thing is printed, let's say the sum is 5 is printed, okay, then this will print a line. It will print blank line here instead of this thing. So once this is printed on the screen, it will print a line, then we'll print this. Okay, let's see what happens. You see, it prints the sum, then prints the line, and prints the sum. You can think of it as it prints this thing, then it prints this prints a blank line. or it prints a new line. That's it. That's how you can think of this. I mean, this is quite handy. We'll talk about inputs and all that stuff, how you can put this, how you can use this. I can even use this here, but I don't want to. And I guess, yeah, I'll see you in the next one. This is pretty much it for this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I'll try to answer them and ask anything you want to ask related to the programming. Alright, see you in the next one.